that if we later we have someone new comes in, we can have him see the recording and don't have to repeat the same thing. So I'll record this. Started the recording. Rafi Aisa, you join.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you doing, Rafi?
Alhamdulillah, I'm doing okay. How are you?
Good, good. So, I mean, I'll just give you guys like a couple of minutes to introduce yourselves. That would be still good for all of us to know each other. I pretty much know every one of you, but it's good that we all know each other because we are going to work as a team. So this is basically 4 new people we have in this group, and there are probably 5 more. So the others, they didn't need to come in because I was going to repeat the same thing. So they didn't need to come here. So I asked them if they are behind on the schedule, they can come join, but I think it's fine if they are not here. So let's start with Athar Bhai.
Assalamu alaikum. I moved to Mountain House, say 1.5 years ago. I have been working in US for about past 8 years now, at different levels of engineering. Currently, I'm serving Autodesk as principal engineer, mostly focusing on platform and DevOps initiatives. So CI/CD is one of my strengths, I could say, along my career. So yeah, I feel pleased to work with you guys and contribute whatever I could for this wonderful initiative, what we have taken so far.
Perfect. Thank you, Athar Bhai. Thank you. We are looking forward to it. I think, like earlier said, that we would like one of these sessions to be dedicated for that initially, at least, so that we get what it be like in that kind of development, because we are all used to a regular kind of a development, old style, checking in the code and then deploying it manually and all that kind of stuff. But CI/CD does offer a lot of automation, so we want to be interested in understanding how it works. So perfect. So Hisham, brother Hisham?
Yeah, Hisham, yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I'm Hisham Fair. I moved to a Mountain House 5 years ago. I'm total in US 6 years. I work for Cisco. My experience is really related to networking, servers, hardware, basically. And my objective here is to start learning. You can consider me as a college student. I have also known basics only. Don't have any real world experience when it comes to software development. It's an interesting topic for me, and I enjoy when I do coding. So that's the reason I joined. So hopefully I can help here as well. So
okay, perfect. All right. Next is Urwa, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Urwa. I am a rising sophomore at Las Positas College, and then I'm hoping to transfer to a 4-year. I'm also in the very beginning stages of my education, so any insight or knowledge that you guys have, I would really appreciate. And I'm just really looking forward to learning a lot more. Okay, perfect. So Urwa, you have done C++ or any other programming language? Have you ever worked on JavaScript area at all? I have not. I've done C++ and Python. Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I think we have a few other people also like that. So there's no problem with that. As long as people have the concepts of basic programming, I think we are fine. JavaScript is probably one of the easiest languages to learn. It's not it's actually the very basic stuff is there, and it makes things very, very simple. And if you have learned C++, I think this should be easy.
Gotcha. All right.
All right. So next we have Rafe.
Hi, my name is Rafe. I'm a recent grad from University of California, Irvine, UCI. I just graduated actually recently, about like a month ago. Okay. I finished my Bachelor of Science degree in computer science. It's pretty much it. I've coded in multiple languages. I don't have too much actual experience in JavaScript or web development. I'm mostly here to just learn as much as I can, but inshallah, hoping to contribute as much as I can.
Yeah, inshallah. We all looking forward to, I mean, all of us will try to learn from each other. I mean, this is not a class, this is a project. So we are not teaching anything here. We are learning all from each other. So let me share. Have you guys got a chance to look at the Git repository, which I shared?
I didn't. I just start looking at the training you have posted in the WhatsApp.
Okay.
But I didn't have a
fine.
chance to go through the GitHub page.
And second question is, have you guys installed Node.js on your computer?
Yes, I installed Node.js. I have VS Code as well. I'm not sure if there are some other steps to kind of
fine. That's
set up VS Code in Node.js and VS Code, but yeah, I did go in and download that.
Okay, perfect. And how about Urwa, you have installed Node.js?
Yeah, I've installed that as well as VS Code, and then I've played around with the IDE a little bit.
Okay, good. So I will probably then. Athar bhai, have you also have set up or you don't have set up?
I have things set up for my work. Yeah.
So should we use you as a guinea pig, or should I start my session?
Since you have already checked in and pushed your changes, it would be easier if you started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then. So let me open my VS Code first. Oh, it's here. So the way it works is actually VS Code does offer a lot of stuff very easy in terms of using Git as well, because it has the UI to do everything in VS Code. And if you guys are not familiar, we can just get familiar. So like I earlier mentioned that so basically what I want every one of you is to follow what I am doing so that we can get our project up for each one of us. So that's the goal. So like I said, this is my Git repository where we have some basic template of our website already there. And if I go in my directory, and here it's on the other side. Let me bring it over here. So this is my command window. So are you guys using Linux, Windows, or Mac? So I think Mac would be easier, but if you guys have Windows also, that's fine as well.
I'm Windows.
You are Windows? Rafa, you are Windows, you said?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
Windows.
Okay.
Mac.
Yeah, you're Mac. Okay. So how do I do that then? So last time when I did it, I had Atif Bhai, he was there. He was on Windows, so I have him do that. But that's fine. I think you guys should be able to follow. So
yeah, Uncle, are you going to just pull the repository and just make a local repo essentially?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm familiar with that process.
Okay,
I should be okay.
Okay, so for example, in this directory already, if you look at my current directory, this is where the repository is already present in the local directory, right? So once it is here, I have to do like a couple of steps. So first thing, how I get it here? Let me show you guys. What do I do that? So we have this in here. We have this path available. If I click on this drop down under the code, I can copy this URL. And I just copy that, and then I go in my VS Code and click here, and then I can basically clone it by clicking these three dots here on the top, and then click the clone button. Once I click the clone button, there will be a field available where I can just copy that URL. Once I paste this URL, I can just press enter, and it will ask me where in my directory I want to put. So I'll try to put in a different directory since I already have it under. So I'll put it in my home directory then in this case. My current one is under my apps directory. So I'll just select the repository location and it will copy everything for me. Can you guys make sure that you guys have done this step before we move forward? Oh, I need to do something before I think I'm on VPN. That's why it is not. So let me get out of my VPN and try doing it again. Yeah, so it just does it so quickly. It's done. Are you guys able to do that? Rafe, Urva?
Yeah, I'm working on that right now.
Okay. So if you guys get stuck, just share your screen and we can easily just take a look what's going on.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to just do it from my terminal, but I think I reset my computer and I don't have Git installed. I'll just go ahead and do it through VS Code.
Okay. So that's the first step. So I'll let you guys continue doing it. So now I'll go to my terminal where I copied this. So I copied it in my home directory. So it is here available. So if you guys notice, I have in this, if I do ls, so I'm hoping you guys are a little bit familiar with these commands, which I'm typing in the terminal. But if not, we'll get to them at some point. But ls just shows you the list of files in this directory. So there are a couple of things we need to do after it is cloned in the local directory. One is that it is better, even if you have a node install, it is better to install, run another command, which is something like this: npm minus npm install, sorry, npm install minus g yarn. This actually is much better than npm. It brings in libraries in parallel, so it takes much quicker to install all the dependencies. So right now, what you see in this directory is all which is in the Git. So what we put in the Git is only our project. Whatever other dependencies that its project has, that we install after it is in our local machine. Because those dependencies, when I say dependencies, those are additional libraries which are needed by this project, but they are owned by some other people. We don't need to check into our Git. So basically, we only put our stuff in the Git. So whenever this project is cloned, after that we're supposed to install those libraries in our local directory. I'm hoping that I'm making sense. If I'm not, I'm trying to make it simple, but if it is still not simple enough, you guys should stop me and ask what I'm talking about. So if you guys able to clone it, can you guys run this command? npm install minus g yarn. So if I run this command, it will probably do nothing because I already have yarn installed in my environment. So it did probably still updated it to get to the latest version. So after we do that, then we will run yarn locally. Just type yarn in this home directory. And this, what it does is that there is a file in this directory. If you look at it, package.json, it reads this file, package.json, and then install all the dependencies based on that. I'll show you guys that file. if you look at here, package.json. So if you look at this, this is all the things which this project needs. All the dependencies are here. So if you notice, it has body parser, bootstrap. All these libraries are the node libraries which are needed by this project to run. So once this is complete, yarn is complete, this basically has all those libraries. So it's going to run for maybe another minute or two while you guys are still copying. Hisham, are you able to follow what we're doing, or you are behind, or you are on with us?
I installed, yeah, I did run yarn, and I think I finished.
Okay. Urva, how about you? I'm sorry, I'll keep pushing you guys for this so that you guys can get up to speed quickly.
No, it's okay. I was able to get it onto my VS Code from copying it off the Git, and then I am trying to figure out the terminal.
So are you able to go in on the command line in this directory or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, so why don't you run the, do you know how to get to the terminal?
On just the normal terminal on my Mac.
Yeah. Yes, just go to that terminal and look for that. Yeah, so maybe I stop share for a minute. I let you share so that I can just get you going.
Everything.
Yeah, go ahead, share your screen.
Okay. I will go ahead and share just my whole desktop.
Okay.
So this is the.
So can you hover over the? Okay, can you click on the package.json?
The package.json right here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then can you hover over the name on the right side, the package.json, so that I can see where it is?
This one right here?
Yeah, so it is on the desktop. Yeah. Okay, so we know where it is. So now we go back to the terminal.
Mm-hmm.
So say cd desktop, cd space, capital desktop, capital D.
I don't know.
Enter. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we are there. So cd again, cd mustard. No space, mustard. Yeah. Enter. Yeah. So now you are in that directory where you were seeing it in the. So cd basically changed directory to the whatever directory we want to do. Mm-hmm. So now you say npm install -g space -g yarn yarn space yarn. Yeah, enter. Say okay. Yeah, you have to do something else. Can you up arrow? Can you do up arrow? No. Yeah, go down. Yeah, up arrow. You see, on your keyboard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Down arrow. I just want to get to that statement. Down arrow again. One more. Yeah. So go to with the cursor. Go to the beginning of it.
Go to the beginning.
With the left arrow. Yeah. And type here sudo, sudo, space, enter. And type in your password for your Mac. Okay, perfect. It is installed now. Okay, so now type yarn here. Enter. Okay, so now you are up to speed. Rafi, are you there as well?
Yeah, I followed along. I had to install Git because I recently refreshed my PC, but yeah, I'm caught up to now.
Okay, good. So after this finishes, we will go to the client directory in here.
Okay. Do you want me to stop my share so you could show?
No, I think you can let it finish. I think we should just follow along.
Gotcha.
Uncle, you want to switch to which directory?
The directory where you copy your folder. So after you are you finished with the first yarn command?
Yeah, I'm finished with the first yarn
Okay.
command.
So then you cd to client.
Okay, CD client.
Yeah. And you guys can call me Naeem. No worries. So yeah, please, that's fine. Uncle is
Okay.
fine. Also, I'm not. I'm old enough. I don't have a problem. But I just wanna.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. Now do cd client.
Yeah.
Yeah. Enter. Yes. Again, do a yarn. One more. So basically, what's happening here is, like I earlier mentioned, that yarn command basically copies all the dependencies for this project. In this repository, there are two projects. One is a client project, one is a server project. So now we are creating the dependencies for the client project. And in the programming terms, or in the programming world or software development world, there is always the backend developers and the front end developers. Some people like to be on the back end because they like writing code and debug and all that stuff. And some people are more comfortable with the UI kind of stuff where they can see what they're building. It's much more visible or tangible on the front end as compared to the back end. So there are two different kind of developer lives in our industry, that the back end developer or the front end developer. But my advice to you guys will be that you guys should be on both sides, because that's where you thrive in big companies. If you want to do something, build some projects where you want to shine, I think you have to be on both sides of things, because then you can deliver the whole product. Otherwise, you are always depending on someone else. So if you live on both sides, it does help quite a bit. So this project will cover both sides of the software development, the back end and the front end. So like I said, there are two projects. One is the client project, which is built using the React.js, which is a JavaScript library. And it is very popular library. React is built by Facebook, and it has become very, very popular in developers. And the benefit of using React is that one thing is it's very easy to develop. Secondly, if you run into a problem, there is so much help out there that if you go and Google for anything which you are stuck, there will be so many answers available. So that makes it very, very attractive for developers to build an application. The second other benefit is that there is another React native library, which is also very, very good library. And that library allows us to build native applications like Android and iOS application. And I use that library to basically build my app, which was an exercise app a few months ago. I put it on both Android and iOS. So this, I love this because it's so easy to develop, and you develop only one in one. You're doing one development and you are able to deploy in both Android and iOS. So that's one great thing about that. Okay, so I think we are done with doing the dependencies. I think we can run our project. Can you do cd ... over? Yes, enter. So this is the project home directory. Can you say pwd? So this is a command which I would like you guys to pick up as well, that this is pwd is a print working directory. So cd ... takes you one level up, and pwd shows you which directory you are in, and cd with the directory name you give, whichever, it takes you to that directory. So these are very basic commands. I think you guys should be familiar with that. That will be helpful for us. So here you can now run the project. So if you say npm space run space dev, and I will go over what does this mean maybe a little bit later, but yeah, dev, yeah, enter. So this is starting both servers and client. You have to say okay, yes, because it's going to. So this is now opening our website, on your local machine. And it is hosted on localhost 3000 is the port number. So your website is up. Rafi, are you able to? So it's going to load in a little while. I think it's almost there. Rafi,
Yeah, yes, I loaded the website. Welcome to MSc Muslim Center of Excellence.
Perfect. So for you also, Urwait is loading. Hisham, are you able to get here or you are behind?
Yeah, I loaded the website. Yes.
Okay, perfect. So if you click on the Urwa, can you expand your browser? I think your browser is not expanded enough. It is not showing. Yeah. So I think there is a bug in this product. I think at the certain size of the browser, it is not showing the menu. And it is basically, this is all part of CSS, where you can set different widths of the browser, because different browsers are of different sizes, because there are hundreds of or thousands of phones sizes or browser sizes or device sizes. You can write a code in a CSS that it shows something shows in one way or the other way, depending on the size of the device. But anyways, so if you click on the members, no, don't click on the members, click on the login.
Okay.
So you will have to sign in with your Google ID if you have, because this is the authentication we are using for our, so we will, our project, we will be using the Google authentication. And I know all these things may be still French for you guys, that this is what does authentication mean and authorization mean. We will go over these things, but for now, you just think that you are using this to log in into our, so from the day one, our application is completely secure. That only the users who have the access, they are only able to access this data. We will cover these details, how we set up the authentication and what is OAuth and all that kind of stuff. That's for later to come. But for now, you just imagine that you are. So now if you click on the members, so I think you will get 401, yes. So basically right now, this site is only available to the users which I have provided the authorization. We don't have another right now a way in the UI to provide, allow the members to authorize. So I will have to do it manually in my database. So basically we have so far maybe 8 to 10 different people who are hosting this website on their local machines, including you guys. But there's only one database behind it right now. So we are running our database on the MongoDB. All of you guys are connecting to the same database. And I will go over the details, how the database can be managed and set up. That's again for the later, but for now, I just want you guys to get it started. So let me add all of you guys.
Could I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Yeah, this is currently being hosted on our local machine, right? The server side. Okay, you're not hosting the website anywhere right now.
We are hosting it on Heroku, like I earlier mentioned, and I'll show that deployment as well.
Okay.
But yeah, let's first get you guys going so that you guys can make the changes which I asked the other group which we met last week, so that you guys can make those changes also. My goal is that you guys get familiar with how the project is structured. If we want to add more fields to a page, you should be able to do that. How you make the changes on the front end, how you make the changes on the back end. So I just want to go over all that stuff before, before I explain the other complicated stuff for you guys. So for that, I will try to log into the database and provide you guys access. Okay, so the users I have. Okay, Rafael, so I'll copy yours and add to the authorized users. So basically on the back end, I have the table for the users, and then I have a table for the authorized users. Whatever user log in, it goes into the users, and then I have another table where once I copy that entry into the authorized user, only those users get the access to the application to see the list of all the members. So the idea is that when the member is accessing the application, he will only see his own information. But if the admin, who is MHMA president or someone, he wants to access, he can look at all the members. So we will set up the security like that. So right now, since you guys are just the users, you are only seeing just the basic stuff. You are not able to access the list of members. So once I copy you guys into the authorized user, so I'm going to do first Rafe. Rafi, can you try again? See if you can click on the members.
It's still 401. Should I like restart it or?
Maybe refresh your page.
Okay.
Yeah, it should not require starting the session. That's the last thing we will try.
Okay. Yeah, no, I refreshed, still nothing.
So can you log out and log back in?
Yeah, sure.
Log out from the.
Yes, that worked now.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I can see Hamza Sayed, all the other people.
Perfect. Yeah, let me add you Urwa as well.
Meanwhile, while Naeem Bhai is adding our names to the database, I would like to share a tidbit here with VS Code. We really don't have to go open a terminal and navigate to the directory we want to. There's a shortcut here which we can utilize. We can use Control tilde, and it will open the terminal right inside VS Code for you.
Yeah, thank you, Atarbai. That's correct. Yeah, exactly. You could do that. That's much simpler. So yeah, I came from the Unix world, so that's why I always go that route. So yeah, I totally agree. That's easier, because then you don't have to figure out where my project is and everything. You are right in there.
Yeah, but terminal window is like the how would I say, a plain box way, I would say, whether the editor provides you the feature or not.
Yeah,
you could just use that as a generic way of accessing that directory. But VS Code specifically gives a few
yes,
conveniences which we can utilize.
Yeah. Hey, so Urva, can you try now? Can you log out and log in?
And then try to go to the member.
Yeah. So you guys, you see. So now basically, if you look at the screen, you guys, the plus on the top, this will allow you to add a new record. So can you click that one? Yeah, this one. So this will allow you to add a new member. Mm-hmm. And once you save it, it should the entry should show up in that list. And then if you look at can you cancel?
Yeah.
You can save it later. So and then there is if you look at every row, there is an E and R. Mm-hmm. So E will allow you to edit an existing entry, and R will basically remove the existing entry which is there. So basically the very simple page right now, but it still does a lot of work, which is a lot of legwork which is needed in the project. That is done really. The security is taken care of for the front end, the back end. So these are really the plumbing of any system. So what now we need to do is basically be able to add more information here. For example, there are a few things we want to do. One is that we want to store much more member information than it is right now. And this is what the other group which has been working on have been adding. So I asked them to add maybe in this form, maybe add a zip code, a city and a country, the gender, some regular information. And then Also maybe what kind of payment information, or if he is a voter or not, because we will have maybe at some point election for our MHMA. So at some point, so we will need to make sure that if someone is eligible to vote as well. So some of this information we would like you guys to add in there. And I'll go over what how this project look like, where we need to make the changes, and the next session which we are going to have is some of the people who have already finished that part. They will show us what they have done, and then we can also learn from that what did they change, and if they did it the right way or not. We will go over that most likely tomorrow. I'm actually thinking instead of tomorrow, if we can do Saturday, that would be easier, because there are too many. These two classes are really back to back. So I'll check on the WhatsApp group if Saturday makes more sense than doing it tomorrow. But I just want this exercise to keep going. I don't want to delay it. I just want everyone to get up to speed quickly, and because the MHMA organization, they also have some expectation from us. They want us to also make quick progress. So our goal is that at the same time we are learning, we also start making progress in hosting this website for us. So like I said, one of the assignment for you guys, or whatever you guys want to call it, or the project for you guys for the next until the next week would be, or the next class would be to extend this information. So if you click on the E again, please. Yeah. So in this form, we would like to add more information. I think the city and town, city will be Mountain House, town will be more like if you live in Bethany, you will put Bethany or something. And then we would like more information, like I said, member since, or maybe a type of member also, because some people will be paying member and some will be not, or whatever other. So member type, and I think there are some other fields which I will send you guys. I think I sent to the earlier group already, but I'll send you guys also. So we'll just extend this page, and I'll show you how to do that basically. And then once you guys complete it, we will see which one of the code we want to check it into the repository, because right now all of you have taken the repository of our application into your local directories. Whatever changes you guys are making, those changes are happening in your own computer. These changes are not updating our main repository. So we will decide at some point that which changes we need to push back into the repository, so that our repository get all the changes, and it also gets posted on the on our website. Any question on this?
I have a question. Yeah.
Yes.
So you added a user somewhere, right? And then it got reflected, despite that the website is running locally.
Yes.
This website which run locally connect to something external database,
yes.
Which you are.
Yeah, which I am hosting. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a MongoDB database which is hosted also on the cloud right now.
So yeah, so the package, like whatever we downloaded to the PC is already designed to be connecting to an external database. Okay, yes. So that's already
configured to
okay. Yes. Okay. My second question is, since I'm like, for me this is like 101. What is the best way to understand what you already built? Because we downloaded something, but we actually, for me, I actually don't know how you did reach to this.
So that's what exactly we are going to get you guys familiar to this project by having you change. So like I asked you to add more fields into this. So in order to do that, I'll show you what needs to be done. What needs to be added. So that's how we will get familiar with, and then look around the project. I think it is not that difficult. And if you guys have questions, you can always ask me. And I'll be able to answer those questions. But that's how that our goal is exactly that you guys understand how to build something like this.
Yes.
But if I start teaching you guys that this is this and this is authentication, I don't think it's ever going to happen. This
Okay.
is all going to be theory. So
Yes.
what we are doing is we are making you work like you work in any company, right? If you go in a company, they don't teach you, okay, this is authentication, this is how you do this is how you do this. You
Yes.
basically are told to go and make the changes like we're telling you guys to do. And
Okay.
when you make those changes, then you get familiar with it, and that's how you learn.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So basically, if I go through the YouTube training you posted on WhatsApp, that will allow me to understand the structure of the GitHub repo?
No, that training is a generic React.js training. So
Okay.
nothing to do with this specific project. This project is completely, I think that this is built for something for our own requirements. So that training is very, very generic training about React library. So that will not teach you what this project does. But like I said, you guys will get familiar with everything which is there, because we are going to make changes to, so at some point we will have to have a UI to make the user admin so that he's able to look at all this data. So when we will be making this page, you guys will learn what we are doing behind the scenes in order to make someone admin. So just an example to tell you how you guys will pick up what's going on in this project.
Okay.
So everyone clear with what we need from you guys to do before we meet next time? I'll go over the project also a little bit. So Urva, if you stop sharing, I can maybe now take control. Okay. So if I go back to my project and share my screen. Okay. So earlier we looked at the package.json. This is a very important file. Take a look at this one also. That what is it? It's actually keeps a lot of information regarding the dependencies, also for how the project gets deployed, and all that details are available in the package.json. What commands we are running are basically all those commands are here. So so basically, when I said npm run dev, it basically ran this command. So a lot of information is here. It's very useful file. But again, I don't want you guys to spend too much time looking into these things and get confused and give up on that. Oh, this is too complicated. So try to keep it simpler. So I would like you guys to do what I am actually telling you guys, to just try to do things which are simpler, like adding more fields to this page. That if you guys get to that by next time we meet, that would be perfect progress. So in order for you guys to do that, so there will be different places where you will have to make the changes. Like earlier I mentioned that the project which we are building here is basically two projects. One is the client project, other is the server project. So in order for adding the fields into this page, there are changes that would be necessary to do on both the client side as well as on the server side. Because if you add the fields just on the form and you give that to the user and user enter the data and you click the save, it won't save because there is no server which basically saves the data into the server. So that's why you need to make the changes on both sides. So the client and the server, they both live kind of independently. They actually don't know anything about each other. The client part is just display that information to the end user. The server part is to manipulate the data. Manipulate the data means to write the data, to modify the data in the database. So these are the two distinct kind of jobs. And like I said, they don't know anything about each other. They are totally two independent projects. So for the back end, you guys will go inside the models and go inside the member.js and new member.js. And if you notice the member.js, it has basically all the information which is being stored on the back end. And I think there is some information already added on the back end, which is not there on the front end. So for example, I already added the voter, the spouse, the email, the phone, the postal code, and this information is not reflected on the front end because this is, I was playing around at some point last week, and that's when this got changed. So basically, originally, this information did not exist. So I somehow added this in, maybe by mistake, because I was trying to fix something else. So I added this, and basically I was showing it to the other group of people, and it gets saved. And when I checked in some other information, this also get checked in into the project. So I should have been careful not checking in this in. But anyways, you guys will have to add these fields anyway on the back end. So these fields are added by me last week in this project. So this is the back end side of things. This both member and the new member. For the front end stuff, the changes will go inside the client folder. If I keep going from the client into source, and from source into the components. And in the components, if you look at the member edit is the page where is .jsx. So normally the React or actually that's how React uses this is the extension that React uses for any UI files. So JSX means it's a JavaScript plus XHTML. So it's a combination of both JavaScript. Normally, if in the real world application, if you see the HTML or XHTML files are separate than JavaScript files, but in React, they kind of build an abstraction where they are putting these two files together into one JSX file. And if you look at this JSX file, you will see all your field names here, like a first name, last name, house, street, city, town. So if you are going to add more fields here, that will be like a spouse name or voter or all you do is basically you copy that and paste it, and then you put whatever whatever changes you need to do. For example, instead of a town, you will give a voter and town name and all that changes you will have to make. And so that will allow you to add more fields on the page. So that would be easy. I think that should not be that difficult. But what I would like you guys to do, and what I have told the other team members also to do, is to be able to do a little bit more advanced. Like see if, for example, for gender, you can put a radio button in there. Radio button is basically a choice. There are two dots, and you can pick one of those two dots. So that's the radio buttons. You guys should use that. And for something like a state and the country, I would like you guys to use a drop down, so that instead of typing those states and cities, because there are limited number of cities and states, states and countries, you build that drop down list instead of first do the simple. Just add those fields and see if it works. Are you able to save the data? Are you able to edit the data? And all that testing you do, the unit testing, which normally we do in our development world. And then once you are able to do that, then the next step would be to use different controls like a drop down or the radio button. Are you guys familiar with what I'm talking about, the radio button, drop down, and all these concepts? Rafe and Urwa, or no?
Yeah, yes, I'm getting everything. Just if I could just ask a couple of questions.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so this is the front end. This is your HTML, JavaScript, like you said, JSX file. Okay, so I got that. Is there a way we can run this isolated, or like open it in a browser or something? Just if we make a change, would we have to go and run through that command, launch the server and everything?
No. So anytime, as soon as you make the changes, your change will be reflected on your browser right away. So you
Okay.
don't need to rerun the servers. The server will keep running.
Keep running.
Yeah, you
Okay.
you save this, it should reflect the changes in there.
Okay. So the moment we save any changes, we refresh the page and the changes should be there.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Okay. Got it.
yeah. So any other question, Rafa?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So Urva, I know you haven't done any JavaScript or HTML stuff, so maybe some of these terminologies which I'm using about radio buttons or drop downs, maybe you're not familiar, but don't worry about that. Just do the simple stuff first. See if you are able to save the data and you are able to see those additional fields on your form. That's good enough for today, for the first exercise. Okay. So that would be fine. And then if you are able to do that, then the next step would be to see if you can, and the easier way, I think, like I said, other reason for me picking this product React is that if you Google something like our drop down state React, I mean, something like that, you will find a ton of examples where they will show you how to do that. And what you do is you grab that, copy it, paste it here. And all of us, we do that. None of us write the code by typing it. Most of the times we are just grabbing stuff from here and there and putting it here in our application. And so I mean, I have no problem you guys picking up from the internet or picking up from any other site and make it. The purpose of our development is that we have to make things work. I mean, that's really the goal. It doesn't matter you copy it from somewhere or you type it yourself. It's irrelevant for me. Okay. Any questions other than this? I mean, other than the project, other than the assignment for the next week. Any other questions in general?
Yeah, Uncle, this is React, you said, right?
Yes.
So React JS?
React JS, yes.
Okay, React JS.
Yeah, and sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. So because I get all these stack softwares and all these technologies confused sometimes. So React JS is a framework, correct? Or is Node.js the framework?
So Node.js is the framework, I think. React.js is a library. And yeah, so the Angular is a framework. So Angular, React are very similar in functionality, but Angular is called a framework, but React is really a library.
Okay.
Not a framework.
Okay, it's not a framework. So React is a library that allows you to write your HTML, JavaScript code into one file, as like you said, JSX.
Yeah.
And okay.
So we also, one of the things which we want to do, once we have our website up, the next step is to build an app also. So we are going to use the React Native to build our app as well for MHMA. And that also I have started prototyping on the side. So once I'm comfortable with this website, then we will move on to so that's our next step, hopefully, after we do this.
Okay. Another question just about this the directory. So all the front end stuff, like you said, is located in source under components, right?
Under components, there are like app.js is other files. There may be something under utils, but most of our pages, which are the pages we calling, they are like a dashboard is a page, and then the home is a page, the login is a page, or the members is a page. So these are all the components are under source. Those are under source components.
Okay. Also, is the there's a difference between the JS and JSX files, right? The JS files are your JavaScript files, and
those are pure JavaScript files.
JavaScript files.
They will not have any of those
HTML or anything like that. Okay, so if we want to directly edit the page or something that reflects, it'll probably be in a JSX file, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so all your pages, your pages are JavaScript files, and then your front end are the JSX files.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so you guys will be mostly working in this area for now. So, okay. Any other comments or questions? Atharbhai, are you happy with what we have done?
Yeah, quite impressive progress. I'm not sure for how long have you been working on this. But yeah, let's sync up later, Naeem bhai.
I think we need to meet separately also. I just wanted the first session to be like this today.
Yeah.
And any other questions, anyone, before we end the meeting?
Yeah, Uncle, I think I joined the group late. If you send any like YouTube links, I think I was hearing, or some other resources, could you resend them? Maybe take a look. I think you sent like a React playlist or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We have our next session is Friday, but I would like to reschedule to Saturday to give you guys more time, as well as give myself a little bit more time as well for Saturday. I'll try if people are available on Saturday, then we'll do Saturday 9. Does that work for you guys here? 9 p.m. Saturday?
Yeah, for me, Saturday is fine.
Yeah, Saturday is fine. Yes.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Are you going to send the recording as well?
I will. So how do I send the recording? I can host it. I can put it on the YouTube if you guys want, or.
Yeah, that's fine. We can